This video is for entertainment purposes only. None of the information you're about to hear should be considered medical advice, and you should always consult a licensed medical practitioner before embarking on a health or lifestyle change. What is up, everybody? Hopefully you can hear me all right. My name's Jason. This is just Jason Keto. Welcome back to everyone that subscribe to the channel. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy these Thursday night hangouts. This week is just basically hanging out, talking to you guys and answering any questions that you might have. We got lots of people in the house already here tonight. We had P&J's Homestead Adventures in the house first off. It's good to see you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying your chaffles. They won one of the Dash Mini waffle irons from our live stream 3 or 4 weeks ago there. So hopefully you're enjoying that and getting some good use out of it. We got Joe in the house here. Who else we got? Everyone's saying hi. We got Pega E in the house. Good to see you. Feeling good, knocking things off my to-do list. Yeah, it's always good to do things like that for sure. P&J's saying they finally learned how to do a community post. Yeah, I saw that. That's cool. It's they shared out my monetization celebration live stream on their community post, so I definitely appreciate that. So yeah, we got Scratching Pete PA in the house. Good to see you, Pete. Pete is everywhere, as a lot of you will get to know. But yeah, Pete's always there to support for sure. Okay, so everyone can hear me good. That's good. We got Carrie in the house all the way from Texas. Good to see you, Carrie. Dominic E is here. Thanks for making it out. 139 days no coffee. Cool. Everyone's saying hi here. Hopefully everyone got a chance to see the last Friday evening. I did a live stream with Cindy Demanche on her channel, and then we rebroadcasted it here. That was a great conversation with Cindy. She's been on the channel with me telling her story. So it was nice to get on the other side and sort of tell my story, which I don't do too often, but it's always nice to be on the other side of the interview table for sure. Isn't that more like 39? Yeah. 8 chaffles 4 days in a row now. Well, that's getting good use out of your Dash Mini for sure. I'm over 2 years. Must have had a wrong number somewhere. Okay. 739 days. Not there you go. Yeah, so Friday night was with Cindy on her channel. It was a good conversation we had. And then Monday night, I was on another live stream with Christy from Meeting Wellness. We had to say another good conversation about a number of different topics, not just keto, but we were talking about fasting and chaffles and all that good stuff. So yeah, it was another good conversation. Always happy to do live stream collaborations like that with other people for sure. Pizza chaffle is awesome. Yeah, pizza chaffles are really good. You know, like it's a great base for pizza or for pizza toppings for sure. I was able to get groceries today with the help of a grant and was able to fill the fridge. And the checkout she said, "You must love hot dogs." And I told her, yeah. She was, "I need to gain weight." Well, yeah. It's good that you're able to stock up for sure, Carrie. And get some good foods for sure. Made chaffles out of Keto's Chow's new potato flavor. Pretty good, but I like the mushroom better. Cool. Yeah, I see there's a couple new flavors out there. I don't think I'll be trying them anytime soon, but they definitely look pretty good. Didn't have anything to tell her. We need a squid chaffle. Yeah, that would be interesting. Haven't had squid for a long time. It's hard to say how that would turn out. If it you know if that would turn out as good as like calamari, or you know, if it would get all tough and rubbery. What else we got here? We need a mushroom creamy from the new Keto Chow. Yeah, it sounds good. It certainly does sound, both of them, both of the flavors sound pretty good. I like savory flavors of things, and one of my favorite things before keto was mushroom soup. I was quite often sit down with a whole can of mushroom soup and toast and everything else. That was one of my favorite things. But yeah, unless they get it in the hands of Switch Grocery up here, I don't. It'd be a while, or I don't think I'll get my hands on any of that. While it's because I think it's just a limited, or they're both limited. So, well, we'll see what happens. So yeah, hope everyone's doing good this week. Sorry I didn't have a live stream last Thursday night. I was kind of under the weather, and so I just released a chaffle recipe video instead of the live stream. I unfortunately haven't done anything as far as a chaffle recipe for this week yet. I have something in mind that I want to make, and I was going to do it last night, but then I wound up another YouTuber, a couple of YouTubers sent me a message yesterday evening, and they were in town. They're not too far from where I am, so I went and met up with them for a couple hours last night. So hopefully I'll get you guys another chaffle recipe for Saturday and get that made up and get it filmed, kind of thing. Hamburgers, yep. Love using chaffles for buns. You know, it's a good way to give your buns a little bit of extra flavor too. Missed Two Crazy Ketos. They did their live stream yesterday. Yeah, I saw they had one. Since they're doing their RV Unplugged, yeah, it's I think they're at the RV show in Florida this week. I just need prayers, and if people don't believe in prayers, I just need some good stuff. Yeah, well, keep thinking positive, Carrie. I'm sure something will, come around for you, and it's tough out there for sure, for a lot of people. But we're praying for you, and pulling for you to get something that you enjoy doing, and something that can really help you out. When I put the hot chaffle on a cake wrap, they get crispy. Yep, they're rack. Sorry. Yep, that's definitely a good tip. If you find that your chaffles are not crispy enough, if you pull them out and just put them on like a cake rack sort of thing, so that it can get some air on the bottom of it, you'll find that they stay crispier for sure. I usually eat mine pretty quick, so they don't really get a chance to not be crispy. But yeah, that's definitely a good tip for sure. Together We Travels in the house. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming by. So yeah, it was last night. I got a message from Kevin K, he runs a channel called Tuber Chat, where I've met a lot of new creators in the last year, and it's really helped build this channel to where it is today, and get some exposure out there, and where I've learned a lot of different things about how to grow the channel. Him and his boss, or one of the guys he works with, was in town last night, so I went and we hung out at Chuck's Roadhouse for a couple hours, and it's funny. The guy he was with also has a channel, and he was doing a live stream from the restaurant when we were there last night. And Pete here actually was in the watching that live stream. So yeah, it was a different experience watching someone live stream from the booth at a restaurant, but it was fun to talk to other YouTubers about how they do things. And I'm always looking to improve the channel for all of you, hoping that in the coming years and as we grow, we can offer more assistance to more people. One of the things I'm considering offering for as part of the memberships at a certain level is to offer one-on-one sort of support or coaching, if you will, as part of the membership level. Just something I'm trying, one of those ideas where I'm one of those things that might make it worth being a member to some people. So, because again, I want to make sure that if people are going to invest in memberships, that they get some sort of return out of it for sure. Life Adventures in Keto, thank you for coming by. And Mr. Everywhere, I'm guessing that's Mr. Pete. Is there anything besides cheese that can be used in a chaffle? Egg and, well, if you're, obviously you can use protein powder, you can use keto chow, you can use pork rinds. Really, ultimately, if you're cutting out the cheese in the chaffle, it's basically, then you can just call them low carb waffles, basically. The cheese part is sort of just replaces the wheat in your, or like the flour in your normal chaffles. So we got here pagel, egg, and pork rind. Yep. Yeah. So you don't have to have cheese in there for sure. Like, I always put some kind of cheese in my chaffles because that's sort of the kind of recipes that I stick with on this channel. But you don't have to, by any means, don't have to put cheese in them. Like I say, a lot of people make waffles just with eggs and protein powder, and like a good quality protein powder that you enjoy, that has flavors that you like. So yeah, there's lots of options out there, that's for sure. I just sort of have gravitated towards the chaffle idea. Because I find it gives me, allows me to come up with new ideas all the time, and keep things fresh for you guys. Egg and cottage cheese, yes, I tried that. I think the one time I tried it, it didn't turn out very well, but then I tried ricotta cheese, which is a little drier, and that turned out really well. But I only tried the cottage cheese once, so I'm sure I didn't. I could give it another go for sure. Well, Dominic, thank you for that. Yeah, no, that's what I'm here to try and do with the chaffle recipes. Definitely appreciate that super chat. here to, I like to try and put out easy things for everyone to try and make. The and chaffles ultimately are uh, super easy, especially if you're just doing, your traditional egg and mozzarella cheese, right? So uh, the fact that I do a bunch of weird flavors and add a whole bunch of other stuff that you wouldn't normally think about for chaffles, that's one of the things I like to bring to the channel for sure. Jonah, thank you for coming by. I haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're doing well. I do like the cheese. Just checking for some different options. Yep, and that's one of the other things too with things like chaffles and waffles and stuff like that is like, don't be afraid to just, you know some kind of idea comes into your head, just give it a try. Like uh, that's how I come up with different recipes every week, right? Like I'll be at work and a lot of times I'm just working alone and I'll be thinking, okay, well, what could I do? What would go good in chaffles this week? And um, the um, the and other times I'll just be walking around the grocery store and I'm just looking to see if I could find anything that I could put in chaffles. And I always find something new to do for sure. I do chaffles. Is that as closest I'm going to get to bread? Yep, absolutely. Yeah, avocado spray for the win for sure. Quick and easy and so crispy. Great idea. Putting down cheese first. And yeah. The getting that extra bit of cheese on the top and bottom of your chaffles can really make a difference as far as the crispiness. Had a bad go ahead there, just out of, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing better. Blood glucose dropped to 70. That's never a good thing for sure. Hopefully you're recovering though. It's never like to hear that. Like I hadn't seen you around for a while. I think you're, if I'm not mistaken, you're on the west coast of Canada, I believe, if I remember correctly. So yeah, like I say, it's bringing chaffle ideas is uh, sort of one of my focuses for the channel. If I could bring a new recipe every week uh, for everyone here, that would be, my ultimate goal kind of thing. There may come a time where I can't come up with something new, but that's the way it goes. I guess we'll just keep on trying different things until we completely run out of ideas. On the men, that's good to hear. Yeah, in Beaumont. Yeah, no, that's good to hear that you're doing better for sure. So hopefully everyone's we're over a month into 2024 now, and hopefully everyone who has decided to sort of make some changes in their life for the first for the first of the year, hopefully things are going well for you. And um, my ultimate goal here is to be someone that can help motivate and keep people going strong and being healthy. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's I was counting them up last week or something. I think there's 43 chaffle recipes on the channel now, so it's almost at the 50. We'll get there pretty soon though. Do you like Frank's hot sauce or do you like hotter stuff? Frank's is probably my go-to for the most part. I always have like two of the big bottles of Frank's regular hot sauce. I like making buffalo sauce out of it. Like I just take the Frank's and then I put it in a pan with some with some butter, and I melt it all together. If I'm having wings, that's what I use it for. I do have, I keep a bottle of the Frank's Extra Hot in my fridge too, for those times when I want a little bit more of a kick. I like to put that on eggs. It's not a lot hotter than the regular, but it's got a good kick. And then the one kimchi that I have some of, every other night kind of thing is it makes you sweat. That's for sure. So I've been getting into a lot of hotter things or spicier things lately, I guess. I'm sort of working my way up to, getting some fresh habaneros and stuff like that, and try to put those in chaffles and see how they turn out. Maybe with cream cheese to sort of keep a little bit of a lid on the heat for sure. Tried Gouda as the cheese this week for chaffles. It was good tasting, but boy, is it messy, no doubt. Yeah, yeah. It's I've been kicking around the idea of trying, and I don't know if I'm sure everyone's familiar with halloumi cheese. It's like a cheese you can fry and it doesn't melt kind of thing. My wife likes that, so we usually have some of that on hand. So I was thinking about trying that on chaffles as well. Can't believe how the chaffles fill you up. Yeah, yeah. It's well, you're basically, you know, straight cheese and a little bit of protein, so it can definitely fill you up for sure. Thank you for that. Yeah, if you can hit the thumbs up, that would be awesome. Share out the stream if you have the ability to. I like to get it out there and reach as many people as we can. And like, like I always try to say here, this community here is just here to help people. So the more people we can get out in front of, the better chance we have of changing someone's life. Yep, that's for sure. Roasted tomatoes and habaneros sound yummy. Yeah, that would be good. Gruyere is good in chaffles. Yeah, yeah. I do enjoy the cheeses with a lot of good sharp flavor to them. That's why quite often I'll make my chaffles out of Parmesan cheese as well. Because that turns out really well, and it has a good sharp salty taste to it. Mozzarella cheese is, ultimately it gives it good texture and all that, but it doesn't. I find, if all you're really doing is trying to make a bun for a burger or sandwich, then that's the way to go, because you're not really trying to add flavor to the sandwich. But if you're just want to snack on some chaffles, then the sky's the limit for what you put in it. So yeah, well, like I say, hopefully no one's getting sort of tired of the whole chaffle thing. I just find it fun to come up with new ideas, and some of them are a hit and some of them aren't. But that's one of my fun challenges with this channel, is coming up with new things every week. Told a woman stocking cheese today in the store that if she dropped lots of cheese, she would have to watch out for debris. That's funny. Tiffany's in the house. How you doing, Tiffany? Thank you for coming by. She was gifted the other Dash Mini that I gave away on the channel a couple weeks ago. It was Lisa from our Georgia Suburban Homestead that won it, and she was kind enough to gift it to Tiffany here. So hopefully you enjoy that and get some good use out of it. Really enjoying chaffles for leftovers. Makes great lunch. Yep. It's funny. One of those things that I never, I'll meal prep a whole bunch of different things. But chaffles, typically when I make them, I just eat them all right away. I don't even but I only typically make 2 or 3 kind of things. So it's that way I can just eat them all, and I don't wind up saving them. I should try to make a batch and see how they do in the freezer or something like that. But like I say, it's like me when I make my homemade mayonnaise too. People always ask, well, how long is that good for in the fridge kind of thing? But I don't really know because it doesn't last long enough to even get close to spoiling. I'm saying hi here. I have to use lactose-free cheese. Yep, that's a lot of a lot of cheese slices that I get the lactose-free ones. You know, they taste just as good. Um, because yeah, if I eat too much full fat cheese and stuff like that, uh, over if it's too much in a week or something, then it can affect me for sure because I don't do too well with lactose, especially if it's like fresh dairy. Saying hi, Lady Fritzader's in the house. Good to see you. Like them fresh. Yeah, yeah. They just get a little bit out of the waffle iron, and as long as I'm not going to burn myself with them, that's as long as they last with me for sure. Mozzarella is okay for lactose free pet. Yeah, well, that's good to know. Like I say, I don't really know too much about that, but it's weird. I'm fine with like butter and cheese for the most part. Um, but if I drink like actual dairy, it's not a good thing for sure. But thankfully, butter doesn't bother me because I go through a lot of that. What do we have here? We froze a batch, turned out great, reheated them in the air fryer, toaster oven. That's good to know. It's always like I say, it's something I've never done, but I've heard other people have done that. So it's good to hear that they turned out well after you froze them. Can't eat all the chaffles after make them, so I always have some in the freezer. Great for the nights that I can't figure out supper. Easy chicken salad and chaffles. There you go. It sounds like a great idea for sure. You could, if you had chaffles in the freezer, you could make tuna melts or um, any kind of sandwich really. You could, if you want cheese overload, you could make grilled cheese out of them. If you have a panini press, you could load them up with ham and cheese and press them and get melted sandwiches with them. So just treat them like bread and away you go. My last chaffle was the olive and pepper cheese. Yeah, that sounds good. I do like olives in chaffles for sure, especially with cream cheese. Good to know. Thank you for coming by. Definitely appreciate any time you can spend with us over here. Hope you have a good night. Yeah. So, like I say, it's what else is going on in the world of keto? Last week I booked my ticket and hotel room for Keto Palooza this year, so I'm looking forward to that. We'll be there the Thursday night till the Sunday. So if anyone's going to be attending that, let me know. I'm looking forward to meeting some more people this year. It was a great time last year, so I'm definitely looking forward to it again. Making a bunch as long as they're crispy again. I'm down with freezing and keeping them on hand. Cool. Yeah, that's the only, I guess if you were to do it in a air fryer or toaster oven, the air fryer, especially, that would help get them crispy again. Because that's one of the things I like about them the most is the crispiness. Obviously having something that's not crispy afterwards. I guess if it's just for a sandwich or something, it wouldn't be too bad. But if you're just eating it by yourself, I do like them to be crispy. Wanted to make some for a group on the holidays, but wasn't sure how they would reserve. Yeah. So yeah, that's good to hear that it seems like it is something that's possible. I have to find out what keto chow is. Well, keto chow is your the basic stuff is just your things like this. This is like a butterscotch meal replacement shake kind of thing. Which ultimately I've never actually used as a meal replacement shake. I typically use what I have for keto chow to make other things. Like I've put some into brown butter bites, and I put it in coffee, and put them in waffles and stuff like that, just as an ingredient kind of thing. But yeah, you can turn it into shakes. You can make ice cream out of it. There's some savory flavors. Obviously, this one that I have is butterscotch. You can see there. So this is a sweet one, but there is some savory flavors, like we were talking about at the beginning of the live stream. There's the baked potato and mushroom soup flavors out there right now. That definitely sound interesting for sure. We froze them separately on a cookie sheet, then bagged them. They won't stick together in the bag. Yeah, that's a good tip too. Because yeah, if you were to just throw them all into one bag and freeze them, you might find that they stick together. Putting in a coffee, yeah, no, it tastes pretty good in coffee. It's a little bit of a pain to mix if you're just putting the powder into coffee. So I have like one of those frothers but it takes quite a while to mix it up. That's the only thing with it, but it gives a pretty good flavor. Someone probably already said this, but baked potato, new flavor, will be a great chaffle. Yep. The Dustin from Keto Simple made what did he call them? He made chaffles out of the loaded baked potato keto chow, and they looked really good. So yeah, I can imagine that they'd do well for sure. Supermarket, I think it's usually mostly online. There's quite a few. I was just to let everyone know, like I was working with them, and I had an affiliate link with them, but I'm probably going to step away from that. But there is quite a few channels out there, Dominic, that have a link that takes you to their channel that can get you 10% off your order. So that's probably the best way to order it. I don't know if like Dustin at Keto Simple has a link. Cindy DeMoss, she's an affiliate. Who else is Too Crazy Ketos? Any of those channels will have a link in their videos, or if you look for videos about the new flavors, the loaded, like the baked potato and the mushroom soup. If you look for videos that have been released in the last week for that product or for the new flavors, you'll probably find links in the description of those videos that'll take you to the website and get you 10% off. I'll never see it here, those new flavors, because I can't buy it here in Canada from anywhere, and shipping is just unfortunately it doesn't make it. It's not worth me buying anything from Keto Chow through that has to be shipped because it's just way too expensive to have it sent here, and it's to me it's not not one of those things I use enough to invest in. Like tonight I'm having Element electrolytes in my water. That's the one I typically like to order as far as electrolytes go. They are out of the US, so I do have to pay shipping, but their shipping costs are like a third of what other companies are. So that's why I go with them. Which is better, homemade keto ice cream or store-bought? Well, that is I guess, if you talk to anyone that makes Keto Chow ice cream, I've heard that's really good, making it in the creamy. Um, probably a lot better than most of the store-bought ones. I haven't really had keto ice cream in quite a while because it does use full like cream as the dairy, and again, I don't do too well with lactose, so I try and stay away from it a little bit. But I'm sure that Joe here's she's familiar with making Keto Chow ice cream. That's I think is sort of one of the consensus is the best ones to do to make ice cream with, but it's best done in certain appliances as well, which is one appliance that I don't have either. Hungry Heath has discounts for Keto Chow and Resmond's. Yep, so that's another channel, Hungry Heath. They've all, Two Crazy Ketos, Dustin Keto Simple, Cindy, Hungry Heath. They've all put out videos this week with those new flavors. So if you search for any of their videos, they can you can get a link from them for sure. Let me just see if I can pull up Dustin's channel here for you. So I just put Keto Simple's channel in the chat there. He'll have the link somewhere on his description to purchase that and get 10% off for sure. Is your shoe? No, what's going on over here? Is your shipping by the ounce? Yeah, I don't know sometimes how they calculate shipping. And I'm going to do a video. I was thinking about doing a video of this. It's just weird sometimes. So Element, which is a well-known electrolyte supplement. So this is Element here. This one happens to be grapefruit. So when you order from this company, they have what's called the Insiders Bundle. Anybody can order it. So basically you buy 3 of these boxes. So there's this is a 30 count. So you buy 3 of these boxes and you get the 4th one for free. So when you order that bundle, they only charge to get it here to Canada, and it ships from the West Coast to the USA. To get it to me here, it's under $20. It's like $17 American for shipping, which is, $20 Canadian. So ultimately, that's a pretty good deal for a fairly bulky product. I was wondering if I got rid of the box that it comes in, but it's a fairly good sized box, right? So it's not too bad for shipping. But then, when Salty came out, which is Keto Chow's offering for electrolytes. It's the same thing. Like, it's little stick packs like this, and it comes in 30 count bags as well. But to order the equivalent of the Insider's bundle from Element, the price of the product is more expensive, plus the shipping is about $50. So that's more than double in shipping, So nothing wrong with Salty. It tastes good, and it's a good quality product as well. But even with a 10% discount through an affiliate link, it's not worth it money-wise for me to order to order that Salty instead of the Element. So, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is the way it goes. You have to shop around and find out what's best for you, right? Got here, when I ship things to Australia for friends, it is by the ounce. I could send a couple of flavors. Yeah, that's fine, Joe. I'm not really too worried about it. I don't want to, thanks for the offer, but I'm not too bothered if I don't get to try them. Like I say, it's one of the unfortunate things is that, being up here and being a creator on YouTube and stuff like that, ultimately I'd like to be able to make videos for everyone to see. But by the time I get the opportunity and even hear about these products, then there's 50 other channels out there that have already made content about it. So it's kind of, it loses its sort of, it loses out on the new aspect of things, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know how they calculate shipping, because it is really bad. It's the same with Keto Brick, though. Keto Brick is, when you order, or I keep going back to their website because it didn't used to be too bad, but then COVID hit, and after that, you can buy like 8 or 9 bricks, so like a week's worth of Keto Bricks. And if anyone doesn't know what Keto Brick is, it's a meal replacement bar. Looks like a brick basically, but it's like 1,000-calorie meal replacement bar with different flavors. They all taste really good as far as I'm concerned. But the last time I went to their website to try and order some of them, shipping, I swear to God, almost doubled the price of the product. Like, it was almost the same amount as buying the Keto Bricks to begin with. So it's like, oh, well, I definitely can't justify spending that kind of money. Thankfully, Keto Brick is back in at Switch Grocery here in Canada, so I can order them from a Canadian retailer through a website, which is good. And I'm sure eventually Keto Chow is working on getting back on to Switch Grocery as well. They've just got some Canadian regulations that they're trying to work out with the product, kind of thing. But I've talked to Chris about it, and he said they're going to do what they need to do to make sure that it can be compliant with Canadian regulations, so they can start selling it here again. Yeah, I guess I should sort of rephrase that. It's not necessarily that I can't come up with ideas that people want to hear about, and this is sort of why I'm, going to have to break off ties with the company, is that, they wanted me to be an affiliate, but they didn't want to keep me in the loop as to what's going on. So it's hard for me to be an affiliate for a company if they don't want to send the information I need to put out content that's going to actually drive sales to the company. So Not that I have anything against it. It's just not working out for me right now. But yeah, you know me. If I was to get that keto chow, I definitely make make chaffles out of it for sure. Yeah, Keto Brick it's a great product. Robert Sykes, the guy who founded the company, great guy. Him and his wife and his family are amazing people. It's one of those things where people either love them or hate them, though, because it's a very usually if people don't like them, I find it's because they think they're too salty, and they do have a lot of sodium in them. Um, but that's the number one sort of uh, thing I've heard from people that don't enjoy them. I personally, I'm a salt fiend, so I've melted the keto bricks down because, like I say, they're 1,000 calories. So what I usually do is melt them down into 10 little, pucks, and I'll wind up adding salt to it because I like them to be extra salty. So keto chows get them back to switch, but they have to make the packages in French. Yeah, that is one of the stumbling blocks, but the bigger one is that um, because if you look at like the butterscotch keto chow here, for instance, I bought these from Keto Chow at Keto Palooza. The bigger thing that they've had to deal with as far as getting them back on the market in Canada is the amount of potassium that's in a serving. So we look at this package. So per serving in the dry mix, this has 1,537 milligrams of potassium for that package. Canada won't let anything be sold in a Canadian retail that has over 99 milligrams of potassium per serving. So yes, they do have to repackage everything or come up with packaging that has French on it as well as English, but they've also had to completely reformulate the product to meet Canadian Health Canada's regulations for things like that. Canada needs to make bananas illegal. And I know it's stupid. It's one of those things where Canada is also going to try and make vitamin supplements illegal too. So, or you won't be able to buy them without prescription here. Like, just they want you to have prescription to get things like vitamin D and vitamin C. So that's how sort of backwards Canada is in their regulations. So, but like I say, I did talk to Chris at Keto Palooza last year, and they are committed to retooling their ingredients and their packaging to get it back onto the Switch grocery. Because I don't know, like I say, I did see that Switch had Keto Brick back on their shelves. I haven't ordered anything, any of them yet, to see if obviously they would have had to follow the same sort of packaging regulation and ingredients. But yeah, right now they have, what does it look like? They have 1, 2, 3, 4 different flavors of Keto Brick on their website now. But I have noticed here now that they've jacked the prices up on them. So they're almost $20 each Canadian. So yeah, that's unfortunate as well. But again, everyone has to make the choice. And then if you want to spend the money on stuff like that, it's good quality product. And I completely understand it. Everyone's got to make money off things, but that seems to be the way the world is going. If it's got healthy ingredients, then it typically winds up being more expensive. Bud Files are in the house. Good to see you. What was the glucose meter that you can't get in Canada? Well, it's probably more the when I was talking about the continuous glucose monitor, which is it's the sensor that you put in your arm and that you can read with your phone, kind of thing, and it does continuous readings of your glucose. And it's not something that you can't get in Canada. And it may have changed. Like, I haven't looked into it in the last couple of months, but at first you could only get it with a prescription. And the only way you could get a prescription is if you were diagnosed as a diabetic. Which means for someone like me who just wants to experiment and take a look at how my body reacts to different foods and stuff like that, I can't do it because, well, I'm not diabetic. I'm not even close to being diabetic. So Canada has put a lot of regulations on things like that. So, which again, is pretty sad. There's quite a few companies in the US that, I think there are some regulations behind it in the US, as far as, yes, you do need a prescription to get it, but even all you have to do is reach out to the companies that sell these continuous glucose monitors, and they'll get you in touch with a physician that will provide you with a prescription that you need to buy the product. Yep, I use those at first too, and they're a good, cheap sort of way to tell if you're in ketosis. What you will find, if you ever find them sort of not registering as if you're not in ketosis anymore, what a lot of people find with those sticks is that after a while, your body's not sort of flushing out ketones as much, because as you get adapted to ketones and your body starts using them as fuel, you won't be getting rid of as much ketones in your urine for those sticks to pick it up. So a lot of people find that it doesn't look like they're in ketosis anymore, but that's just because of the way that those work. Like I say, they're a great tool, I think, to get the hang of things. I don't know. I've said before that, like, for myself, I was more interested in glucose levels. And even that, after a while, I didn't find there was benefit to checking for glucose or ketones, because I just got to know what I needed to do to be in ketosis. And I just, kept doing that. And, I didn't really have to worry about measuring things like that. But like you said, I know a lot of people that like the analytics and the numbers that go behind it. If you really want to keep checking, like things like and again, this is my old one, so it's probably not the current model, but the Freestyle meter here, I think when I bought it 4.5 years ago, almost 5 years ago, something like that, I think it was only like $30, something like that. They're all pretty cheap. Where you wind up spending the money is on the strips that you need to use to actually test ketones or glucose. So that's why I say personally, I don't think it's something that you have to continue doing long term. It's a good tool, though, to get to understand your body and know how you feel when you're in ketosis. And then ultimately, if you've learned what it's like to be full, and you've learned what foods do you need to eat to be in ketosis, then, as long as you're doing that, it can, it's pretty easy to keep on a good trajectory of being in ketosis whenever you need to be. So hopefully that explains that part. Good questions tonight. It's hadn't had anything specific to talk about as far as a topic goes this week, but I can always count on you guys to come up with good questions and feedback. So I definitely appreciate that. So what we'll probably do, we're right about an hour here. So my voice and throat is starting to feel it. Still not 100% from whatever illness I wound up with last week. So I don't want to do too much talking tonight, or just so we don't get worn out. So unless anyone else has any more questions, like I was saying earlier, I'll try to have my new chaffle recipe video out probably Saturday morning. Well, maybe we'll do a premiere for that. So watch for notifications for that. And then we'll be back here next Thursday at 7:30. I'll put this out there. If anybody, I know most of the people that are here aren't, YouTubers and stuff like that. But if anyone ever feels like, jumping on and talking about their story, even if it's just one-on-one and we record it as a podcast interview, just reach out to me on my email address, just jasonketo@gmail.com. We can set something up. It's super easy. Doesn't take time. All you need is a webcam and some headphones. And, I'm always looking for people that want to tell their story so that we can help others, change their life. So another super chat. Thank you for that. Definitely appreciated. Again, I always hope that the information we talk about on these Thursday nights is helpful. Sometimes I feel like I ramble on about certain things, and I'm sure we'll probably get a comment, in the next couple of days about, can you talk about chaffles anymore and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm here to discuss with you guys what you like about the channel and what kind of content that you find enjoyable. So that's what we'll keep on doing. Yep. Feel better. Just the voice. And I wound up talking to Kevin and Jeff so much last night about different things and about the channel and all that. I'm just not used to talking so much in one night and then coming on here again and talking for an hour. It's just getting a little bit sore. So we shall wrap things up for this week. So watch for the new recipe video in the next couple of days. And then we will be back here at 7:30 p.m. Eastern for another live stream. And I'll try to come up with a specific topic that we can discuss next week. And we'll go from there. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I hope you're staying strong with your diets. And even if you aren't on your diet, if you're trying to improve your life, I'm here to help. And so is everyone else in this community. So that's about it. We shall see you next week. Keep on thriving, everyone.